If you're here, that means you bought my candy cane elf pattern. So let's get right into adding the details. The first thing that you're going to want to do is add your 6mm safety eyes. Safety eyes go between rounds 3 and 4. You can use your best judgment on spacing them apart. Just make sure that they are right across from each other. Then you're going to want to add your eye details, which would be black embroidery floss. Just adding some eyelashes on top, and then optional if you want to is adding blue embroidery thread underneath for a little pop of color. Next up is your smile. You just go through the back, out the front, do a line straight across pretty much, but then come back from the back side into the front and hook your embroidery floss where you want it, and then go right back through that same stitch to complete your cute little smile. Now we are going to sew our elf together. So you're going to place the 2 panels wrong sides facing together and stitch up the whole right side of your elf until you get to round 4 of the body. That is where we're going to leave a gap for our candy cane to go in. So what you're going to do is you're going to stick your yarn inside on the inner panel and weave your yarn up all the way to your neck so that you're leaving a gap, because you don't want to sew that up. That's where your candy cane sticks in. Then do 1 stitch right at the base of the neck. Once you got that done, you want to weave your yarn across, like through the inside, and then you're going to repeat that exact same thing down the other side. Once you get to the very end, weave your yarn through, and you're going to secure in the very, very middle, just once or twice, tie your yarn off, and then weave in your ends. Next up, we are going to sew together your skin color. So that yarn tail that you left, you're just going to go back and forth over these 4 stitches. And then again, weave your yarn through the inside out to the other side and repeat that process up the other side. But do not cut off your yarn. We have to make a little nose once we get up to that top. So you're going to put your yarn back in, bring it out right here, and just pass your yarn over that same spot 2 to 3 times, whatever looks right. Then you can use your needle to kind of fluff up that yarn and make sure your tails are on the inside before you sew it up. Now you're going to do the hair, so sew up those 4 stitches till you get to the middle. Then we're just doing like a little peak at the top to give it some more detail and character, and you do that by just passing your yarn through that same stitch like 3 to 4 times is what gives me what I'm trying to achieve. You can do however many you want. Then you're going to finish up your hair by closing those 4 stitches. Now onto the collar, just place it right onto your elf's neck, connect it in the back, and then just pass it through the whole entire thing a couple times, and make sure you weave in those tails when you're done too. Moving on to the hat, it's just more of the same. You're going to want to pinch your hat flat, and then you're going to go back and forth, making sure you're catching both sides of the hat and your elf's head. And you just do this all the way across your elf until your hat is secured. Now the fun part, adding your candy cane and hanging it on the tree. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy this pattern.